So the question here is, did I lie when I said that the goal of Illuminati is not to initiate everybody? The goal is to teach it down. When the priests, those who have risen to the elite level, now come to teach it to the average person. Was I lying when I said that? Or is it something that I can actually prove to you? Now, I did state that in Adam Weishaupt, in the very same interview, Adam Weishaupt, when he was talking about the creation of the Illuminati, or the Bavarian Illuminati, there's something that's actually written about him. The letters, there were letters that he wrote where he actually tells you what I'm saying. So I did see some people that were saying in the comment section of that video, he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So on this video, I want to show you that what I'm saying there, we can prove it. Adam Weishaupt wrote letters. And these particular letters, you can also go and search them. You can just search Adam Weishaupt's plan for the order of the Illuminati's letters. If you just type that, the letters will pop up. And it will tell you what the goals of these letters were. Be very clear. What the goal of the letters were. When I said is to create elitism, okay? I'm not just speculating. They don't just want average normies, okay, like me and you. In Adam Weishaupt's writings, he says it himself. He says the kind of people that he is looking for, the kind of people to look out for. Now, in these letters, let's read the heading. Let's read what the heading, what Google's AI tells us, particularly pertaining these particular letters about the order when they were still planning. This is what it says. It says, if it is in proper frame, is it in proper frame? It says the order of the Illuminati, formed by Adam Weishaupt, May 1776 in Bavaria, was a secret society aimed at promoting Enlightenment ideas or rationality. I mentioned in the episode, they hated bishops, they hated the church, they hated the literacy that was being pushed by the church. So they wanted to promote rationality. Think about it, just think. Don't take church dogma or anything like that, okay? They wanted to promote that idea. And then it goes on to say, listen to this part. Secularism, that's what it wanted to promote. Secularism, get away from God, belief, what is that? And education, to counter the influence of the church. Okay? Is that not what I was explaining? Is that not, did I write this thing? I didn't write this thing. I didn't write this thing. But that's what it says. So when you see people in the comment dismissing these ideas, some people, they just talk what they heard other people saying. Okay? It literally tells you there. They were there to influence. They wanted to push people away from being influenced by the church. They were offended by the church influencing people. They wanted people to be secular. Then it goes on, it says, and so they wanted people to get away from, to counter. This was the aim, to counter people from the church and conservative monarchies and all that kind of stuff. Weishaupt's plan involved a hierarchical or a cell-based structure designed to infiltrate. I want you to focus on that part. To infiltrate, okay, established institution, particularly education, government, influence society from within. They didn't want to change everybody to be a Mason or everybody to be, no, they wanted to get into the society from different positions and influence it from inside, meaning appear within the structure without showing the original. Is that not what I'm thinking? What I'm explaining in that discussion? I'm showing you how to spot the ideas. What do they encourage you to do? All these things of do this ritual, do these things. No, get away from these ideas. These are the goals that Adam Weishaupt had. Okay, so that's what we now know about these letters and what he goes on to explain. Now, if you actually go down and you find the letters from wherever you might find them, in the German history intersection, this is it right here. This is the website. You can go and find the letters wherever you find them. I went there. The way it shows you the letters. 2 letters from Adam Weishaupt, the leader of the Illuminati, which were, as I showed you in the title, what the organization was going to be about. In the letters, he tells you what he's looking for. Okay? He speaks about continuing to work towards the end and to see alongside building these building blocks. These are the roots of the things we want to find. And then he goes to say, find another. Okay, actually, no. He says, seek the company of young people. Observe them. If you find one who is stable, they're not looking for broke people trying to be rich. There is occult organizations that will bring people in order to initiate them. When this organization, so when I said all these things of taking everybody Illuminati, that's not it. These organizations, particularly those particular 2 structures. Of course, the Illuminati, the Freemason thingy has the first 3 degrees. The first few degrees, there's a lot of people in there that are in there that don't even fit some of these ideas that you see here, because it's the lower level. Maybe they had a family member who was a Mason and so forth, so they joined because of that. Okay, not because they were brought in to influence society. Okay, so that we are clear here. But then he goes on, he says, take hold of him, completely brainwash him, or whatever you call it, and says, have another one who is attractive, insightful, so things up on the thingy, insightful, and what you cannot accomplish yourself, do through others. Listen to that. What is that? That's exactly what I'm describing. It's not to appear by itself. It's to hide and influence others to do. That's in Adam Weishaupt's letter. Sometimes, talking in public, it's very annoying. Because you will have people opposing the information, but they have never even read. Have you read Adam Weishaupt's letters? He says it himself. There are things you can't do. Like, for instance, there are things you can't do in the religious organization. Find people you can influence and then get them to do that. Go back there. And then he talks about other people and so forth and all that. Young people, mingle with them, observe them, and do so forth, right? But then as you go down, he says, assuming that your journey does not inhibit your efforts there, I see no reason why this should not succeed. And then he gives an example of Jesus going and using the apostles forward. Right there. He says, Christ also sent his apostles out into the world and so forth. And so he says he's employing this idea. They don't have to have you be initiated. They can do these things outside. So dismissing the things I'm saying because you haven't read the letters, it creates a problem. You are creating confusions. You go to the second letter. There's another letter right below that. Scroll down, and then it says the Illuminati may do well not to build it will work. Okay, no. Go down to the next letter. There's something he says in this particular letter, particularly after he makes certain thingy. Listen to this. He says, once the recruits have had their eyes opened, okay? There are certain people, when I was talking about priesthood, I was talking about priesthood. He says once they recruit us, they must see people. They see people they respect and who appear to be happy with this with their station in life, basically questioning Christianity, questioning what, because remember that's where the foundation is and all those things. Seek out the noble. It's not just looking for poor people here. This idea that, oh no, they're initiating people to be rich. There is organizations that will do that. But when they were recruiting people to this level, to this elite level, they were not just looking for anybody. Oh, you want money? No, read what Adam said. Seek out the noble, okay? Potential, divines, and doctors. He's looking for people who are accomplished. I don't know about Agapoth. And then he explains why he doesn't want this particular person, because the person is corrupt. He is very, very up and down. He's created enemies and all that kind of stuff. And then he states why, because they want the people to look presentable. He goes to explain that in the letter, to say the person must be someone who is representable in public. Like all these people you see Epstein had around him, people you will not suspect anything. Okay. Then he goes to kind of like thingy. He says, I cannot send instructions for Cavalier because I do not have my papers with thingy. So particularly for what type of things, what kind of structures they want at their thingy. And then he explains some other connections and all those things. Just a second. My laptop is running out of space. He then speaks about the recruits and what kind of a person are they, what, there. He says, there. We need skillful people, hardworking, wealthy, well-behaved, and powerful. There you go. So, guys, I'm making this video because I want you guys to understand this idea. I want you to understand this idea. A lot of times, when you see people argue, it's not because they know or what, it's because they were told something. And they've never tested the information that they were told. What I'm telling you about these organizations in these videos, or in that particular thing, it's how they evolve. The evolution that Adam Weishaupt had from the beginning. They're not just there looking for people who are trying to get rich. No. Here you see he's looking for people who are rich, who have money, who can influence the culture, who can influence things, but they have an outside open, so that when you instruct them on certain things by which they should influence the world by, they do it out of not need for success. They already have that. Here, they want to influence the world, influence the society. The idea of what you see with the World Health, with World Economic Forum, people trying to influence the whole world. That's a perfect idea of what Adam Weishaupt wanted. They are not trying to initiate everyone. The goal is that they influence few people, bring those few people and have them rise. As they rise, he says observe them. He says observe them. He says observe them. Like I mentioned last time, in the first episode which I did with KK, I mentioned that there is levels where they won't allow you to rise until you've shown you're in communication with spirits. It's a requirement. These levels are not just for average people. They're not opening these things for average people. It's important we keep this information as straight as it is. Not this confusion of because you've heard something on social media, you think everybody wants to be initiated, they want to initiate everybody. That's not always the case. It's important we know it from what it is stated as. It's Ricky, and I hope that helps.